of a good rumble is not confined to bouncers. 23-year-old electronics engineering graduate Leigh Remedios has been fighting either on the street or in the ring for as long as he can remember.
I've always liked to fight, you know, and with no rules, you know, because I think anytime you put rules in, it's a sport. But I've always loved to see, like, who would win a fight, yeah, a kickboxer versus a boxer or versus a wrestler, you know. Well, now we can do it, we can find out, right?
And Leigh's quest for enlightenment has taken him over to Prague for a fight he discovered on the internet.
I'm going over on my own, no corner man. I don't really have any idea what to expect, right? I guess just turn up and play it by ear, beat someone up.
Now scratch the surface of the tourist view of Prague and it can be pretty rough in the Czech Republic. It's not the richest country in the world and people are hungry for a way out of the poverty trap. Cage fighting in Prague is closer to the original Brazilian concept of no rules fighting than either Britain, Holland or the States, making for brutal and bloody battles. But this doesn't seem to worry Leigh.
I have seen some shows where you get some mismatches. Some guys go in there with no skill, they're off the street, and they either go in there and smash some martial artist who thinks he knows it all and doesn't know anything, or they end up getting hammered. I've never seen anyone brutally KO'd, you know, I've never seen anyone like get their neck broken or any stupid stories like that, you know. I've just seen guys get a whooping, you know, and then the ref stops it and that's the end of that.
Leigh hasn't lost, as far as I know, not yet. So when he comes back he's all full of himself and aren't I wonderful. But I think if he lost it would be a shock to him. I think it'd bring him down to earth, really.
This form of extreme combat is very, very dangerous. And while there is medical supervision at bouts like this, in places like Prague, it's not exactly the most thorough. Leigh has travelled to Prague for a chance to win £500, 5 times more than most fighters get in the UK. But with more money at stake, the trade-off is even less rules and therefore more danger.
I don't think that it's more dangerous, I think it's less dangerous. When you have bare knuckle, right, there's no more danger to you being hurt, there's more danger to being cut, which will probably make you quit sooner. But if two guys are skilled, they know how to defend themselves, you know, and they'll tap out when they're in trouble.
The fight before Leigh was a great example of Prague rules in action. You'll see the boy in the blue trunks has a big cut over his eye, and the compassionate Czechs give his corner 2 minutes to stop the bleeding, and back in he goes. This time it needs stitches. Two minutes later, and he's back in again. When the cut is open a third time, the ref eventually calls an end to the fight. And Leigh's fight is up next.
When I was starting off, yeah, some guys would come in and they'd be like scary, like everyone you'd fight would look hard, you know. I mean, they wouldn't necessarily be, but they look hard because these are guys going to beat you up, right? And some of them would just come out scrapping and slugging it, but take them apart was technique. Technique is everything, right?
Everybody, fight!
Now, we're not entirely sure what stance Leigh's opponent is taking here, but you can never be too careful with these guys. But after a 2-minute dance around the cage, Leigh eventually gets him on the ground. Leigh's looking for a chance to put on his favourite manoeuvre, an armbar, twisting and pulling to the point of snapping. But in the meantime, anything will do. Oh, bet that on. Let's see that again. Oh! 4 minutes into the fight, and Leigh's got him just where he wants him. He's manoeuvred himself into position and has got a full-on choke against his opponent's windpipe, who's got just a few seconds to tap out before he loses consciousness.
The event was cool, it was really great, you know. I think, you know, I've been up to UFC and I mean, this at least rivaled it, at least matched it, you know, it was really good.
So a happy Leigh returns home with the £500 prize money and live fight another day.